Andrew McGahan here alongside John Kavanagh.
You're Andrew McGann.
I'm Andrew McGahan.
All right, yeah. Heard a lot about you.
Good or bad?
Mix.
Nick? Oh. Is it from Richie Crosdale?
From everybody.
Tom King?
Everybody.
Oh, God.
Joey Breslin.
Alright. We'll talk about that after the camera. John, you cornered Arnie tonight, and you have another championship belt on the wall, but obviously this one will be going back to Iceland.
Yeah.
There's rumours Cahill won't be fighting in Cage Contender again. So is it safe to assume Arnie will get to defend his belt and go on to maybe claim the proper welterweight championship?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And while we're at it, could the same be said for Chris Fields? Will Chris fight again, or?
We have to, I guess, work it out. Like see what offers come in. It looks like Chris will be fighting in Dublin, the New Year's Eve show. They're trying to get him an opponent, and then he's talking about maybe he has to get an operation. It's not a major thing, but it's probably going to have him out for a couple of months. So, yeah, just kind of one fight at a time. We'll see how it goes.
On the Irish MMA scene, it always seems like SBG are on a roller coaster ride, but obviously Nottingham last month with Gunnar Nelson. Just tell us how that experience was compared to being in shows where there's only 800, 900 people there to you're at the UFC weigh-ins, you see Dana White, you see Joe Silva, you see everybody.
Well, it was my third time cornering at the UFC.
Tom Egan.
Tom Egan, actually my fourth time. Tom Egan, Sammy Schiavo, Rory Singer, and then Gunny. But I broke the three. I had lost every one. Now, obviously, I was first corner for Tom's fight. I was second corner for Sammy and Rory. They're not my fighter. Like I was just kind of helping out. But it was nice to break the spell.
You said on Facebook to something like 400 plus likes that Tom wasn't ready, but when the UFC comes, you don't turn it down.
Yeah.
So this experience, there was a lot of hype about Gunnar coming into this fight. People were talking about him. Was it the experience everything you'd hoped it would be?
Yeah, I guess it came at the right time. You know, I feel that I was very new to the scene and naive back when Tom fought, and Tom was very new. You know, we're all green. We didn't really know what we were doing, to be honest. The last 2 or 3 years has been a huge leap into professionalism and the approach we take to it. So it just felt, not that it felt easy, but it felt just right that everything just kind of came at the right time. So. You asked me a minute ago how did I feel at it. Honestly, I felt the same as I felt this evening. Or I've gone and cornered an amateur guy at a show with 300 people, and I feel the same. Like, so it's the same.
Rush.
It's the same. Well, not so much a rush, just ready. You know, we prepared, and we did wherever we could in the lead up to the fight. So nothing's been left to chance. And yeah, so whether it's UFC or a smaller show, it's the same for me.
You have a couple of guys in the gym. We could list them off: Conor McGregor, John Michael Shield, Chris Fields, Cahill Pendred, Owen Roddy. But the guy I honestly think is next for the UFC is Paddy Holohan. Only because his record is so impressive and the lighter weights have less depth.
Yeah.
So it's going to be easier for guys like Paddy to get in than Chris Fields.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
Just give us a rough prediction. How many SBG guys would you say we'll see in the UFC in the next 2 years?
Next 2 years?
Next 2 years.
Hoping for next year, Conor anyway, for sure. But you know, right behind him, you know, Cahill, Chris, Owen, Paddy. It's hard to say, I guess. You know, now that Owen and Paddy have signed with Cage Warriors, their next 2 or 3 fights are going to be high profile. Like Cage Contender is a great show, but Cage Warriors, they put a little bit more into the, you know, getting interviews in MMA Junkie, and they just get a lot more attention. So if Paddy can keep up that winning streak and get to 12-0 or 13-0, and Owen Roddy goes on a run, which he's been doing very well lately. Yeah, it's a case of just.
And if we go back to your first world champion, Aisling Daly, there's been a little bit of controversy in women's MMA in the last 24 hours.
Yes.
With Rosie Sexton and Sheila Gaff.
Yeah.
Do you agree with Rosie Sexton? Is steroids rampant in female MMA, and it hinders athletes like Aisling Daly and Rosie Sexton?
Yeah, and women feel it more because, like, for men, I mean, now TRT is HRT. What's it called?
TRT.
Like that's legal. So so men are doing that, but it's kind of just making them. We pause this. Let these go.
Sorry, guys.
No problem.
Congratulations on your win, man. Good. Thanks, man.
Females. What was the last thing?
What I was saying?
Yeah.
Well, basically, for men when they do this TRT, there mightn't be a huge difference between them and another guy because we have a lot of testosterone anyway, especially in athletes. But when a girl does it, it makes a huge difference because they don't have much testosterone to begin with. So if they do take testosterone, it's almost like a man fighting a woman. So yeah, I think it has a much bigger effect than women's MMA. Sorry.
Just one last thing. With the massive hype around Ronda Rousey, do you think that Aisling could be considered in the first batch of female fighters that are called in? If you look at the unified MMA rankings, she is pretty high. She has beaten a lot of big names.
Yeah.
Do you think it's possible that we will see women in the UFC?
I'd love so. I'd love to. I hope so. I don't know. Like, it's great now she has Invicta, Bellator, Cage Warriors. She's quite busy now, like, you know. So, if the UFC came along, that'd be great. Of course, we jump at it. We jump at the opportunity. But yeah, you know, Ash had 2 tough decision losses recently, so I guess she has to kind of reevaluate a few things. She might be dropping down a weight class, and to hopefully pick it up. She looks like she's going to be fighting the end of the year show as well.
Full of SBG then. In the Helix?
It's going to be a busy card for me.
Thank you very much, John, and thanks very much for your time. Congratulations on the win tonight.
Thank you very much.